Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Guilty Gear. Today we'll talk about Robo-Ky, a character who has extremely effective and versatile tools, but is limited by his need to gain and maintain resources. I'm Carlos, and you're watching episode 16 of Guilty Bits. It's easy to notice that Robo-Ky's super gauge looks different from the rest. The bar itself is divided into 10 blocks, and there's a circular gauge beside it that measures heat. Almost all of Robo-Ky's moves change their properties depending on these two gauges, with the general rule being the fuller the gauge, the better the move becomes. Robo-Ky depends on his super gauge much more than other characters, but he also has unique ways to fill it. Crouching D puts a mat on the ground that fills Robo-Ky's super meter as long as he stands on it, up to 3 blocks. This mat is extremely important because Robo-Ky does not gain meter from attacking normally, so even when he exchanges blows with the opponent, he needs to try to do it inside the active area of the mat. After running uninterrupted for at least 20 frames, pressing any button will cause Robo-Ky to do a tackle special that's nicknamed Robo-Dash. Robo-Dash has invincibility, and if it hits, Robo-Ky starts a taunt which gradually gives him 60% super meter. If you don't need the meter, Robo-Ky can cancel out of the taunt with normals or faultless defense and continue into Okizeme, or get a full combo if the Robo-Dash counter hits. Robo-Ky has a command grab that drains the opponent's super meter and restores his own. Robo-Ky also gains more super meter than other characters when he instant blocks, so keep this in mind as another tool to gain meter. Robo-Ky needs a lot of super meter because all of his special moves have 3 different versions depending on how much super he has when he does them. Level 1 is when his super bar is empty. Level 2 is when Robo-Ky has super meter to spend but less than 50%. Level 3 is when Robo-Ky has more than 50%. The level 1 version of his special moves are all really bad and shouldn't be used. Because of that, they will not be discussed in this video. But the level 2 and 3 versions are very good moves. Each of them costs 1 block of super meter when used. While the super meter improves his specials, the heat meter improves his normals, for a price. It also has 3 levels, which are represented by Robo-Ky's face. At level 2 his face turns red, and at level 3 it starts flashing. Level 3 is the blue area on the circular gauge. Level 2 only affects his forward H, which we'll discuss in a bit, but level 3 causes all his normals to have a fire effect, and with that, more hits done and damage, chip damage when blocked, and sometimes completely new effects. There's one problem though. Maxing out the heat gauge causes Robo-Ky to blow up. When that happens, he'll take damage and fall to the ground. Dropping your combo in the middle of it and giving your opponent free Okizeme is a big price to pay in Guilty Gear, so Robo-Ky needs to avoid overheating. Many of Robo-Ky's best normals and specials generate heat when performed. Even blocking the opponent's attacks generate heat, and his only options to reduce it quickly are his forward H, or spending his precious super meter on his force breaks or supers. So to summarize, Robo-Ky needs to juggle his 3 needs of getting super meter, spamming his great moves, and keeping the heat gauge at the level 3 area. This may look complicated now, but it will come naturally as you get used to the character. Ironically, Robo-Ky's moveset is so simple and effective that, overall, he's an easy and straightforward character to play. Actually, the term straightforward gets a totally new meaning since Robo-Ky is unmatched at the horizontal angle, but much weaker at diagonal angles, and his moves reflect this well. Standing S is a great poke at its maximum range. It must be cancelled into crouching D every time to make it safe though. Crouching K is a long-range slide that goes under many moves and combos into Robo-Ky's crouching S sweep. While both of these moves leave Robo-Ky at a noticeable frame disadvantage when blocked, he can use delays in his chains to make the opponent hesitate to attack back. When Robo-Ky's at level 3 heat, crouching S doesn't knock down but instead launches the opponent, leading to a damaging combo. Standing K is a load that's good to start offense with. Standing P is pretty slow for a jab but grants big advantage on block and serves as an effective opener for Robo-Ky's mix-up and pressure. After a blocked standing P, feel free to mix up between a standing K and the command throw. Its good recovery on whiff also makes it a potent meaty attack that's safe from slow reversals. Forward P is good for counter-poking because of its range and upper body invincibility. It can be repeated twice for more annoyance and to build heat. The Robo-Dash should be mentioned again, as it is a great tool to scare the opponent from trying to stop you from approaching. The level 3 version of the Horse special move comes out fast, evades lows, and leaves Robo-Ky at an advantage on block, making it a good pressure extender. If it hits, Robo-Ky can spend some more meter to continue a combo. The level 1 and 2 versions are not as good because it's easier to react to them with an invincible forward P. His level 2 and 3 Ground Bazooka special move is usually used after a knockdown to force the opponent to block for a long time. At level 3, Robo-Ky gets a free jump-in high-low mix-up. Forward H reduces heat and changes according to Robo-Ky's heat level. Level 1 isn't very good. Level 2 produces a white steam cloud that leaves him at advantage on block, and level 3 produces a black steam cloud that isn't as good on block but more rewarding on hit. Robo-Ky's grounded anti-airs are not very good. Standing P, forward P, and crouching H will somewhat cover various situations, but as Robo-Ky excels at attacking horizontally, against airborne opponents, it's best to just meet them in the air. His jumping S is an all-around mid-air normal, and jumping H is especially good air-to-air. Both of them grant big combos on counter-hit. His level 2 and 3 air missile special move is amazing for space control because of the homing ability of the missiles. To shorten the recovery, it should be used as close to the ground as possible. All of Robo-Ky's defensive tools require super meter. After being knocked down, pressing P plus K will cause him to taunt and delay the timing of his wake-up, which costs him 1 block of super meter. The ability to mix 2 different wake-up times negates many common Okizeme tactics and forces the opponent to either settle with a worse Okizeme or hit him off the ground and continue pressuring off that. Standing H is unsafe but comes out in just 5 frames, and has an FRC point for both safety on block and to convert to combos on hit. The speed and reward on counter hit make it a good move to stuff in the middle of the opponent's offense. Robo-Ky's Dragon Punch has no invincibility at level 1, but at level 2 or 3, it's one of the better Dragon Punches in the game. While it doesn't have much horizontal range, it comes out in only 3 frames. The level 3 version automatically continues into a unique super if it hits, and on block it puts the opponent into extremely long block stun, which allows Robo-Ky to FRC and be completely safe. In plus R, it also doubles as an instant overhead if the aerial version of it is done close enough to the ground. Robo-Ky's style of play remains similar in plus R, but now he's even more dependent on super meter to enforce powerful mix-ups, and he gets rewarded more for keeping his heat level at 3. As always, if you have any questions, please leave us a comment below. And if you like what you've seen, please take a look at our other videos, and subscribe for more character guides like this. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Guilty Bits.